Mile High Club challenge because, that might be a good way to start off your honeymoon with getting arrested or getting put on a no-fly list. What is up? Married at First Sight was insane, but what is the craziest thing that has happened yet on all the seasons? Can you name it? And how many consummated marriages have we seen? And the communication issues are just flowing like a flowing river with the current. You gotta love it. But first, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share with your friends.
Did you all have sex last night?
Can that just be the answer that I'm not answering?
And of course, we start with the one that, it's not out of the realm for someone to sleep together. You're a married couple. Of course, you can be intimate, naturally. Married at first sight or not, be intimate. You're adults. Do what you want to do. But with this show, it's typically a lot more hesitation. We do see some that happen, but this is not really, it's not atypical to have one. But the question is, going forward, how many more will conjugate early?
You have a lot of opinions. That's what I'm noticing. No, it's okay.
Oh.
You have a lot of opinions, but then you're also like, I don't care.
Now, we can't really gloss over that, because her saying you have a lot of opinions, but you just don't care. Kind of joking, ribbing back and forth a little bit with each other. It looks all fun. Guarantee this is the start of the cracks of the relationship. And there's more to come, obviously, with the communication being a huge issue. But the question is, who is a bigger issue? I had my own opinion early on. It kind of shifts.
Oh, well, for her, I just need him to be very welcoming, and I want to see that he's got a very patient demeanor.
Okay, that's an interesting statement there. Wants him to be welcoming. That's normal, of course. You want him to be welcoming, and that's not really abnormal for a daughter to say. No, not at all. But to be very patient with her. Why does he have to be super patient? Patience, of course, you want to have in a relationship, but that's the main thing he says. Does that mean her mom is difficult to get along with? Does that mean she's going to be tough to be around? These are all questions. Or is it just simply, I just want to make sure he's patient while they're getting to know each other? It could be either. It's interesting, the things that we will see as the season goes forward.
He must be an asshole, and it is absolutely not true. Now, I can be an asshole.
Oh, okay.
It's a learned trait, but I just like to have fun. Everything should be fun. If you can't walk away from a...
It's interesting that his go-to is, everybody sees me and they think he's just a big, bald a-hole. But I'm not. But I kind of am. So that's, he could just be joking. He definitely kind of has a weird, quirky personality. But it does make you wonder how much of that is serious.
Some people are meant to have 3. J-Lo's meant to have lots of them. I mean, if she can do it, so can I. But we're trying for 2.
Comparing yourself to J-Lo is going to be a problem. J-Lo has some issues. Can we all agree on that? That maybe she hasn't been the complete problem in all of her relationships, but clearly there's one common denominator, and it's J-Lo. I hope that's not what you're going to be looking for, or who you're going to be looking for relationship advice.
I just don't want to have to be alone anymore.
Reasonable.
Miley said you can buy yourself flowers and you can do all these things.
Okay, again.
But I don't want to buy.
This lady has too many pop culture references to be relating to her relationship. So I don't think that's the right way to go into it, is to say, well, J-Lo's relationships, or Miley said you can buy yourself flowers. I mean, sure, but at the same time, it's nice to spend your life with someone. Does that mean you're going to have the right person? Well, that's the next question. And Married at First Sight is an interesting medium to use to be able to find your relationship, considering they really don't have that great of a track record.
Tough as nails, hopefully, to deal with your stubbornness sometimes.
And
someone that has
so let's recap. He has to be patient, and she needs to be able to also be patient to deal with his stubbornness, or tough as nails to deal with his stubbornness. This is heading in a direction that's not good to start off of, with the people on either side saying the things that they're saying, because it just doesn't give you a whole bunch of hope. He looks like he's confused. They're looking at him, but he don't even look like he belongs. He looks like he just wandered up there and doesn't know what's happening. That's an interesting start, to look confused at your own wedding, but maybe it also just plays into the lovable goofball role that he might be aiming for.
You're looking at me like you're not sure.
I'm looking at you because I can't tell if I'm supposed to move my head or not.
Follow this way. Follow me, please.
He's funny. He's cracks jokes here and there, which kind of lightens the mood, which is nice.
But
Yeah.
I'm not sure how he feels about me.
This is going to be part of the
Look at
problem
his
too with him. It's
eyes.
one thing he leans into heavily is the jokes, is the humor. It's more of a nervous thing. It's not so much like, let me tell you a joke. It's the humor, or it's the, I'm kind of nervous, I don't know what to do. Like, he was getting a little frustrated there. You can see with the pictures, like, I don't know where to turn my head, I don't know where to do it. He was clearly getting frustrated, and he was using humor as kind of an escape. So, will he actually be able to have communication? Will he actually be able to have some sort of conversation with her that's meaningful? Or is he going to constantly crack jokes? It's one thing to be, funny or humorous or whatever. I think that's great with guys to be, have a sense of humor and be able to make a woman laugh. I think that's really important to be, creative and to be able to do that. But just to always do it like it's your go-to for communication is not good.
Is it speech?
No.
Oh.
You know that whole digging up the glass and getting annoying. It's just like constantly, come on, kiss, come on, kiss. I mean, that's, it's nice a couple times, but this poor guy didn't even know what it means. Like, you try to give a speech? That would have been even more funny if he just kind of broke down and started saying, I would like to thank everybody, went to like an hour speech or something.
How long were you married? How long did that last?
Which time?
Ooh.
So you were married multiple times.
I'm a repeat offender.
Ooh,
Oh
nice to
my
know.
God. And then he jokes
so
about it too.
I guess walk me through.
This is what makes you kind of think that he might also be the problem in his relationships. This will be his 4th marriage. Yes, 4. He's had 3 previously failed marriages. Whatever you want to say didn't work out, or all that, all things considered, which is kind of funny considering that she is the one that said, oh, J-Lo's had all these relationships. Well, you got one that's got the kind of J-Lo track record. So it is kind of funny. Does that mean he's the problem in every relationship? Not necessarily. But I do think it's kind of funny how they bring him on when this kind of show with their track record of not having good success, and only to be able to claim about 11 couples that have been successful in the 90 plus they've done. They probably didn't want someone that has had 3 previous marriages. It just seems like that would have been disqualifying.
And getting to grow our connection more, dancing on the dance floor together, kind of just like taking in a new setting together. And it was really fun. I think we got a lot closer, and we did have sex last night.
We have another consummation of the marriage. So that's number 2. There's only 5 couples. And really, I mean, I'm sure there's been another season where there's been a couple that have done it within the wedding night or within a couple. Probably. But now, okay, can we get some more? Are there going to be more here? Because once we get past 2 and having consummated the marriage, we're starting to head into unprecedented territory. And this season might be the most unprecedented as we've seen. Not to sound like, The Bachelor, where it's like, oh, you've never seen what we have for you. But this could be a really interesting one, and they kind of have to step it up on some level, considering they've moved to streaming. Hopefully it's not headed towards this, but it might be headed towards, a cancellation or something. So they definitely didn't want to make it more milquetoast. They wanted to ramp it up a little bit. Thus the older couples, thus the mother-daughter, all that. So it'll be a fun one.
Thought it might be nice to add a little bit more personal touch to our wedding bands. So we did.
Got a
Damn!
New ring.
Look at what the hell is that thing? How expensive? Okay, I want to see it. In the chat, how expensive would you say that ring is?
Pat sent us all a video
What?
of how to join the Mile High Club.
And we're totally gonna beat them.
So this is a good thing. So basically, one of the older guys, Pat, sent them a Mile High Club challenge because they're all going on a plane, and said, hey, who's going to join the Mile High Club? That might be a good way to start off your honeymoon, with getting arrested or getting put on a no-fly list. Probably a smart decision there. Like the older couples, they don't care. They just don't care this. They're like, I'm just trying to enjoy something. You could ruin these young couples by them doing something stupid because you put out a challenge. Not a smart call.
So we did complete the challenge with the Mile High Club.
Helps that it only lasted like 3.5 seconds.
This is, again, like I said, y'all going to get some letter in the mail or something saying you're on the no-fly list now, and then you're going to really regret doing something stupid like that. But whatever, do you, newlyweds?
It just didn't end very well. Last night we got closer, we got intimate. And I think we both had a moment of like, oh crap.
Okay.
Did we take all of the necessary precautions that
Okay.
we were supposed to?
Makes sense.
which kind of worried me a little bit.
Which worried you.
But I think it became a thing. Like, I wasn't fixated on that. It became a thing when his reaction was like, hey, I see that this is worrying you. Like, maybe we shouldn't do this again.
Okay, marked that down. So the whole thing is they were becoming more intimate. So again, couple number 3 who were consummating the marriage. But that's not the issue here. They were getting more intimate. They weren't taking proper precautions. They didn't take protection. He didn't put on a condom. She wasn't on birth control, whatever. There was no protection. Then she got concerned. So he took a step back and saw her, she was concerned, and said, maybe we should pump the brakes a little bit and wait. That's what happened. This is the moment when she starts to act weird and pivots, and everything becomes a problem. Now, I'm not saying he's perfect. I saw issues with him from the beginning, but all of a sudden, she becomes the problem when it seems like he was being the reasonable one. So this is going to be an ongoing issue with their marriage.
Especially after everything that transpired, maybe let's just take our time with that.
There you go. So he's trying to be reasonable because now she's got this crazy reaction saying maybe we should take our time. This really bothers her, which is kind of funny considering she was concerned. She admitted that she was concerned. Self-admission that she was concerned. So what now? What happens now? Does she come out of it? Does she realize that maybe that was a reasonable position to take on his part?
Burning Man, it's a real commitment. Like, you can't leave Burning Man once you're there. There's no hotels.
She is not about some Burning Man. So he's basically saying he likes to go to Burning Man. Look, I don't know, hippie festival, whatever. Have fun with that. But she ain't about it. And he's basically making it sound like this is going to be something I do regardless. You better get down with it. So although their relationship seems good right now, the ones that are good early on sometimes, a lot of the time, don't end up faring too well. I kind of don't hope that's the way for them because they seem like a good couple, but it very well might be. And doesn't look like he's willing to compromise on his Burning Man festival.
I've been so independent for so long, so like sharing like my like spending purchases would be like
weird.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is, if you're saying that spending, it would be weird and you're going to have a learning curve, that's one thing. But if you're saying you're not going to be willing to share any of your spending habits, that would be another. Because in a relationship, you need to be able to do that. She's setting the groundwork for being like, I'm still going to do what I'm going to do, married or not. This is not going to be a good way to go when it comes to finances, when it comes to communication. There's nothing wrong with y'all being able to share what's going on financially. That's not even saying like going to control what you spend or anything. Although you do have to have a budget as a couple and figure out how to stay within that budget if you want to reach goals. But they're not even there yet. She's just simply putting out there, I don't want to be controlled by what I'm spending. It's like, okay, sure.
7 of the first 9 years of my life.
Yeah.
That's, I've been fine for 3 years.
He just keeps talking.
Not
all right,
20 years.
Now mark this moment because he keeps talking. It keeps showing the time lapse, like the cuts and everything. Like, oh my gosh, he keeps talking. Now, she does bring this up and he seems open to it, but we'll see what happens with that because it doesn't really play out like you think it would when someone is open to changing.
Or somebody broke into my house, so I always like leaving lights on and the TV running so people think I'm home.
Ooh, I like brie. That looks like brie.
Right there. See, she said something about breaking into her house and she likes to leave lights on and he didn't even act like he heard it. That's the catalyst for her bringing up that he doesn't listen to her. Nothing wrong with that, bringing up concerns. It's how she handles it after the fact that is interesting.
How was that for you?
It was good. I always thought couples massage is supposed to be romantic. It wasn't. But
so this is also going to be starting to play out their relationship where she's just starting to make these remarks and kind of pick like that. They had a couples massage, it's supposed to be romantic. It wasn't. Okay, well, yeah, it can be true that it wasn't super romantic, but that's not something you had to say. That was her getting at him because she feels slighted because he said, all right, let's take a step back because you were concerned, had some issues, and now we're kind of in a weird place. It's kind of a weird reaction.
Not feeling romantic vibes at the moment, and that could partially be just because I'm still frustrated from earlier today.
And there it is.
I've been in situations before where I have been intimate with someone and They eventually became distant, and I started to notice those things with
This is
Will.
not what happened here. This is by your own admission. This is not what happened here. What happened was there was an odd moment where y'all both realized that maybe the protection should have been used, which is probably true. You started acting funny by your own admission, and he pulled back because you were acting funny, reasonably saying maybe we need to take a step back. None of that was crazy, and now you're saying I was in relationships where I was intimate and then they became distant. That's not what happened here. I mean, you were intimate, sure, but there was other extenuating circumstances that you're not mentioning and making it seem like it's every other bad relationship you were in. You don't even know that yet. You've been with the guy for like 2 days. Probably shouldn't have been sleeping together to begin with. But as a married couple, you can do that, and as an adult, you can make that decision. But obviously, it wasn't a good one for you, and now you're regretting it and blaming it on him.
No, just like move quickly and like whatever we were feeling, just let it happen. You think it takes a while for you to open up and allow yourself to be vulnerable?
That's a good question. I mean, I definitely
That's why I
wouldn't.
asked it.
Ooh, finally the hard hit.
She's got some attitude. Like, so she's saying she would basically she's saying she has one night stands. She'd sleep with people really, or maybe not one night stands, but she'd get in relationships and she'd sleep with people really quickly, and trying to ask him if it's hard to open up, which is weird because they clearly were opening up, but there was other things that happened that caused it to pull back. He says that's a good question. I know it. I know, that's why I asked it, and she's kind of being smart about it. So I'm like, this is going to be the little tiny things, the picking kind of things that lead to the slow demise of this relationship. I mean, quick in the grand scheme of things, but I just don't mean right then and there. It'll take a few days.
When there is a pregnant pause or a moment of silence, I feel like I need to fill it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes
This is different, though. You can.
So basically, she's saying, she brought up the fact that he talks about himself, didn't ask anything about her. And he's like, oh, well, when there's a pause or something like that, I feel like I need to fill it. He's trying to explain why that might be, which is reasonable. She says, no, this is different.
Talk, but why aren't you talking and asking questions about me instead of talking about yourself?
I think I've asked you, questions, but maybe not to the level that I'm paying attention.
That statement right there is a defense.
Okay, this is her. Now she starts to be parenting him. So he's trying to, because the thing is, let's be honest, he didn't realize he was doing anything wrong by not asking or trying to show interest. I'm not saying it was right, but he's trying, he literally can't figure that out. So now he's trying to say, well, this, I felt like I did or whatever, and he probably did. And so he's trying to give a reason, even though he really doesn't have one. And so then she's like, that's an excuse, that's an excuse. So she starts to mother instead of being like, okay, because he's trying to understand. I understand you're trying to understand. I just want us to have a conversation, between, so we can get to know each other. This would be easy, but she is offended right off the bat instead of being like, I'm still getting to know a person who I don't know that well, who is also going through some things with this and kind of being in awkward situations. Maybe that's just how it is, and we can kind of work through it. She's not willing to see that. Instead, it's her way or the highway, and we start to see the cracks in that as well.
Is this making any sense? And am I upsetting you?
No,
Like, are you
no. You are helping me learn how to be present.
Don't worry about it. I don't even need you to. I don't adore you.
What?
Okay.
He's basically said, I see you're trying to help me become more present and, trying to understand where she's coming from. Don't worry about it. I don't need you to do that. What? That whole thing was you being bothered that he wasn't asking questions, then you're going to say, don't worry about it. It's all good. This lady might be crazy.
But it's still the first few days that we're knowing each other. Is it lack of comfort in this situation, or is it just like, is the conversation going to be kind of tough in general?
A little bit of both, but this is the kind of the awkwardness as we go forward. Now, is it going to be a continued awkwardness, or are they going to find their way and find a way to communicate? I don't think this couple is going to fare too well. I think they're going to unravel pretty quickly.
Open your eyes and say, I see you. I see you.
I see you.
Baby.
Love you.
What? What? My God, that lady just scolded you for not communicating properly. And what do? You come do some weird hot yoga in the jungle and you promptly tell her you love her after 2 days. Well, I think we might be onto some crazy witchcraft here with this lady.
I just needed to pick something up for you.
Oh
It's a
my
little too small.
God!
So
oh my
that's
gosh.
just, my hands are shaking too.
Oh my God.
So
What in the world?
What is that? Wow.
Oh my gosh.
And I thought her
This
mom's
is
was
bigger
big.
than what I
Okay,
thought my
okay.
dream
All right,
ring.
all right.
What in
Put in the chat, how much is that ring? Her mom got a ring and now she has a ring. And how much do you think this ring is? How expensive? Let's look at it again. Let's see.
Stop.
Let's take a look. Hold on. Look at it.
So before we came, I just needed to pick something up for you.
All right.
Oh
It's
my
a little too small.
God.
And show us the rock.
Oh my
Show us the
gosh.
rock.
My hands are shaking too.
All right, take a look.
Oh my God.
So
What
let's
in the world?
How much do you think that thing is? How big is that? How expensive is it? How many carats is it? Drop in the chat. I want to see it because I know nothing about these big rocks.
Been intimate
Okay,
already,
all right, let's see.
already gone there with their partner.
Let's take a look.
It is our honeymoon. Has anybody
Is that a question?
gone there?
Is that a question?
Okay, we
Oh,
know
really?
her.
Good.
You know, it's age.
Experience.
It's age.
Well, also, we've had different experiences than you ladies have, so the opportunity arises and there's a connection.
If
All right,
there's a
Belinda, bring it
connection.
in, baby.
All right, there's
Cheers
two.
if you guys all
There's
have.
three. Okay, three.
Are you a yes?
Yes, we have. But it
Four.
was not night one.
We
It
know
was
that.
not night one either.
Yeah, it wasn't night one either.
Yeah, it was not night one.
Yay, gosh.
Five. All right. So we have 5 consummated marriages on the show. And I think this is the first time that has happened where within the honeymoon or within the marriage, within the first few days, we have had all 5. Now, mark me down if I'm wrong, because I could, earlier on, maybe this happened because I didn't start watching until a little bit later. I didn't watch every early season. But it seems like to me, at least over the past few seasons, this is kind of something that doesn't typically happen. Not that quick. So is this going to be a good thing? Is the consummated marriages, the closeness going to help them? Or is it going to become a hindrance? Or is it not going to really matter at all? What are your thoughts?
I haven't been able to give you as much of my story.
I kind of felt the same way about me.
Okay, well, I mean, what? No, that's fair. Like, what? Okay, what would you want me to ask more about?
I mean, I don't really know what you do for a living. I don't think you really know,
So
necessarily
this is kind of funny
I'm not trying
because
to be like,
we're seeing this same kind of thing as we saw with Pat and the lady he's with. I'm going to get their names down. Trust me. Don't take it personal. But we saw the same with her where she said Pat wasn't communicating and he kind of took it well. In this case, the guy is telling her that I didn't feel like she was communicating, getting to know me. And she's like, I felt the same way. You haven't even asked me any questions. She kind of flipped it really quick. This is why I think these relationships are not going to be good communication-wise, because they can't really get on the same page of even asking each other rudimentary questions about what they do in life. Now, they're on the honeymoon. I mean, are you really going to be grilling each other all the time when you're supposed to be on your good vacation to celebrate your marriage? Maybe not, but you should be able to be having some conversations.
want it to be a thing. I'm not trying to be, I don't know.
Yeah, like I want us to get to know each other in general.
Who's going to lay
Feel
there?
very ambushed. So I just need like a second to breathe.
Okay, so basically, in response to him saying, I want you to ask questions about me, I want to get to know each other, she throws a tantrum, lays on the paddle board, doesn't say anything, and then says she feels ambushed and she needs a moment to breathe. Yeah, seems like adult behavior. Dude, let me tell you something. If you leave the honeymoon now and say, you know what, I'm not doing this, you wouldn't be the first one. It's okay. Wouldn't judge you.
I'm just one of those people who's just like, I'm just going to freeze up, put a big wall in between me and everyone.
That's a good way to be in a relationship. Put a wall between everyone when you freeze up because you didn't like a question or a attempt at communication.
I am very open and I want to dive deep and I want to have those conversations.
No.
Uh-huh.
You haven't asked me any questions.
I've been trying to.
What?
How so? With words?
Okay.
So she says, need to get to know each other. He says, how so? You haven't asked me any questions. This, as you can see, this is a rolling theme. He says, you haven't asked me any questions, and says, I feel like I've tried to. What is that response? I feel like I've tried to? That's basically saying you got nothing, you haven't tried, you maybe felt uncomfortable and you're still mad about the situation that you kind of were a part of but don't want to admit that. And now here we are and you're trying to push everything off. Like, it's like she's trying to start a fight. It's really weird.
Sorry, I'm gonna calm down.
Do whatever you need. It's okay.
Everything's okay. If
mean,
like
how
the
am I-
rainforest was on fire, oh, it's okay.
Like, he is calm, cool, and
Like, they're just-
collected. She said, sorry, I need to calm down. He said, it's okay. So if the rainforest was on fire, you'd say it was okay. Like, this lady is trying to be mad. That's all she's trying to be pissed off. And it's kind of weird that she's getting so heated for no reason and getting so frustrated. Now, maybe this flips and maybe he ends up being a complete douche. I don't know. But as of right now, she's the problem.
She left for a reason. She didn't explicitly say she needed time to process or anything. To me, if you say you're frustrated and walk away and then leave where I am, that pretty much tells me you need some space.
Mm-hmm.
But that's me, again, having to read what she said. She doesn't tell me, but she's very vocal about her emotions
I
and
mean,
feelings.
this dude's reading her like a book.
I mean, I think she just lacks a little self-awareness, but she thinks she knows everything.
She absolutely does lack self-awareness. And he says, she left and I'm going to let her leave. Ain't nothing wrong with that. In this situation, there is nothing wrong with what he did there. She left. She wanted him to chase. He's not going to do that. He's like, this is kind of crazy how this is getting like this so quickly. And yet there they are. And he's like, I'm going to let her leave. I'm going to let her leave and take her space. She's going to be more mad, come back more pissed off, and kind of it just play into the frustration she's feeling. It's like a never-ending cycle until you break it and say, you know what? I'm going to take a step back. We're going to try to communicate better, and I'm going to work on this. But she's not there. Hopefully she will get there. I don't know, though. I just don't know. But craziness will ensue. As you can see, these couples have cracks all over the place. And will they get past the honeymoon? That's the big question. I don't have high hopes. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share with your friends. I will see y'all next time.